Good afternoon. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you to the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee's inaugural 3-minute thesis competition. My name is Marija Gajdardziska-Josifovska. For those graduate students who may think they have a long name, I hope you will be encouraged. And I am a dean of the graduate school. I'm also a physics professor, still an active researcher, and most recently an entrepreneur. Let me tell you a little bit about the competition and about our competitors. The 3MT, you can see the sign there, is really a celebration of the research work and the scholarly lives of our graduate students. In our particular case, we're starting with the doctoral graduate students. Today, 14 of our nearly 1,400 doctoral students will perform a task that was previously considered impossible. In only 3 minutes, with just one slide, without props, and the most difficult part of all, without use of technical and professional jargon. You know how hard that is. They will communicate the central ideas, or also known the central thesis, of their doctoral dissertations in ways that are accessible to a general educated audience. Our presenters emerged from 5 preliminary rounds, and they represent 10 of UWM's 35 doctoral programs. Their research covers the scholarly work that happens in all of our 4 broader academic divisions at UWM. From the natural sciences, we have competitors from mathematics, biological sciences, chemistry and biochemistry, and physics. From the social sciences, we have 2 competitors from psychology. From the arts and humanities, we have a competitor from history. And from the professions, we have industrial and electrical engineering, kinesiology, health science, and architecture. The 3MT logo that I pointed to you on stage and on the programs that I hope you have represents the fact that UWM joined a global research communication movement that is now held at more than 600 universities and in 66 countries. It started at the University of Queensland, Australia, which is why they're singled out on the logo. And the fact that we're displaying that logo not only signifies that we're part of this global movement, but it also states that we'll abide by the exact same rules that are being used at the other 600 universities. And therefore, we, as University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, are also a member of this movement. The employers of graduate students do value the very deep knowledge that our PhDs get and the attitude of grit, resilience, persistence that comes with that. But they've also urged the doctoral research universities to increase the students' competency in summarizing their research in terms that most anyone can understand. Such skills are needed when scholars appeal for public and private research funding, where they conduct their job interviews, when they work later on in their professional life and while in graduate school in multidisciplinary terms, and when they share the wonder of creating new knowledge with everybody in their lives. This is also called a T-shaped individual. The T, the stem, is the depth that comes from this highest degree that is offered in higher education. And the horizontal part of the T is a way of connecting what we do in this enterprise, in this creation of new knowledge enterprise, to connect it with the rest of the world and talk about the broader impacts of your research. Now, let me tell you about the judges. The students will be judged on how well they present their content and if they were engaging in their presentation and communication style. The cash prizes, based on the decision of our judges, will be awarded for 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place. And our 4 judges are prominent members of the community, and I have the pleasure to introduce them to you and give you their brief bios and ask each and every one to stand when I call their name. Raghavan Rao, he earned his PhD in global history from UWM. His dissertation explored 19th century Cuban transnationals. He's currently a manager of program production at Milwaukee's public broadcasting station, or PBS, where he has been employed since 2001. Raul received a fellowship from the Cuban Heritage Collection at the University of Miami Libraries and has published numerous articles in scholarly journals. He is also currently an adjunct professor at UWM. Thank you, Raul, for your willingness to serve. Mary Weisner-Hanks is a distinguished professor in the Department of History at UWM. She is a historian of early modern Europe who has extended her studies to the world with focus on women, gender, and sexuality. Mary holds a PhD from the University of Wisconsin-Madison, and before joining UWM in 1985, competitors, remember, long careers await you if you continue in this line of work. So Mary was an assistant professor at Augustana College in Illinois. She's editor-in-chief of the 7-volume 2015 Cambridge World History and co-editor of 3 of its parts. She's also senior editor of the 16th Century Journal, the Journal of Early Modern Studies, and an editor of the Journal of Global History. She never sleeps. Her books include Gender in History, Global Perspectives, Early Modern Europe, 1850 to 1789, and A Concise History of the World. And I have to tell you that when I watched the documentary on the 500th anniversary of Martin Luther, and our own Mary Weisner-Hanks was interviewed multiple times, I was so proud to be at the same university with Mary Weisner-Hanks. So thank you for serving, Mary. So Kira LaFond, since June of 2016, leads the Milwaukee Business Journal as its market president and publisher. She has served before as its advertising director before taking the reins, and we're very proud to have Kira as the leading editor and publisher of the very important business journal in our community. She spent the bulk of her career before in radio sales and management in Illinois and Wisconsin. She holds a Bachelor of Science in Radio and Television from Southern Illinois University. She's engaged in the Milwaukee community through service in committees and boards of directors in organizations such like Tempo, Sojourner Family Peace Center, Guest House of Milwaukee, the Franciscan Witten Healthcare. Most recently, she organized the very first business journal symposium on STEAM for girls in the nation, and hopefully that will be followed by the other business journals. Thank you, Kira, for your service. And last but not least, Daniel Reimer. He's born and raised in Milwaukee, and somebody closer to the generation competing today, a legislator and attorney who was elected in 2012 to the Wisconsin State Assembly as representative of the 7th District. He currently serves on 6 important committees: government accountability and oversight, public benefit reform, veterans and military affairs, and of course we have the largest veteran group here in all the Midwestern states. We are the GI Bill campus again. He is also in workforce development, a very important group, and criminal penalties and law revisions. He holds a Bachelor's of Art from the University of Chicago and JD from the University of Wisconsin Law School. He was admitted to the bar in 2014. Daniel is also an Eisenhower Fellow, and we want to thank you for being here with us today. He brought copies of the Wisconsin Blue Book for 17 and 18. If somebody wants to pick up one, that can be done at the end of our program today. So now I will ask our Associate Dean, and who organized 5 competitions before this final one. I will ask her to guide our jury to their balcony. And we will continue with introducing the audience. Thank you.
Thanks.
With the very first competition, of course, you never know what size of a room do you want to get. And this is such a special room that will look perfect on TV and on YouTube. And all these talks will be televised and will be there in the electronic world forever, hopefully. So I want to recognize those of you who were able to come here and be with us during this competition. Maybe a show of hands for families and friends of our competitors. Excellent. Fellow UWM students, hopefully you'll be on stage next year. Newly admitted graduate students for fall of 18. All right, well, welcome. We have graduate alumni, friends and donors. Thank you. The graduate program directors and graduate faculty who serve as major advisors and on doctoral committees. Thank you for being here. We have academic and university staff who support all of our graduate students. Thank you. Deans and associate deans who've been amazing. Thank you. And other members of the public who are here to enjoy this free event. So we clearly did not reach the public. We need to do a better job next time. Now, I also want to recognize the organizers and sponsors and then leave the stage. This event is sponsored by the Graduate School, the UWM Research Foundation, and the Office of Research. I want to recognize the Vice Provost of Research, Mark Harris, and the President of the UWM Research Foundation, the Director of the Lubar Center for Entrepreneurship, Brian Thompson. Brian, I know you're here. Okay, thank you very much. Mark and Brian, and they both have engagements, and their representatives will join me when we're presenting the awards on stage. Our amazing staff did the heavy lifting of organizing, and I would like to ask them to stand up and be recognized. Those of you who helped with the organization, please don't be shy, stand up. Audrey, Jessica, Steve, Tracy up on the balcony, Nicole there, everybody, thank you. Ellen. The research that you will hear about here would not be possible without the departments and schools and colleges, 12 schools and colleges, who host the academic research of our graduate students and who are the places where our Carnegie R1 top-tier doctoral research university really lives. And so with that, I also want to tell you that our Chancellor, Mark Money, and Provost Johannes Britz are here with us today while they're driving to the meeting of the Board of Regents. And our Chancellor made a special video to greet all of us and to wish our students the very best.
Greetings. I'm Mark Money, Chancellor of UW-Milwaukee, one of America's top 115 research universities. It's my great pleasure to welcome everyone, students, faculty, alumni, community partners, and friends, to UWM's inaugural 3-minute thesis event. Wisconsin and the nation face societal issues and an urgent need to intensify innovation. And our UWM scientists, researchers, and student contestants who are competing today are creating solutions. You're part of a very special group of graduate students who are involved in cutting-edge research, discovery, and entrepreneurial thinking. The work you're doing is important and is creating your path forward as our future leaders, innovators, and colleagues. Thank you for choosing UWM, and best of luck to you today and in the years ahead.
All right. Thank you. Now, I would like to invite Steve Strehlow, our PR and marketing wizard and the leader of the organizing committee, to take from me and be the MC for the event. And he will be introducing the students and guiding us through the competition. Thank you.